What's up guys, my name's Brandon and today Apple released a new firmware update for the AirPods 2, AirPods Pro, and AirPods Max. And this is going to be the big update that goes along with iOS 15 since we have not had an update for the AirPods since April. And these updates are spaced out a lot more than iOS updates since we generally do not have, too many issues with the AirPods like we do on the iPhone or the iPad. And plus there's only so much you can add or change to these AirPods. But of course today, Apple did release the new 4A400 firmware for the second generation AirPods, the AirPods Pro, and the AirPods Max. So in this video, we're going to discuss what's new and if it fixes some of the bugs that we've been facing since updating to iOS 15. So unlike iOS, Apple does not provide any release notes or change logs to tell us the new features included with these updates for the AirPods. So that's kind of just for us to figure out, and that's probably why you're watching this video right now. Now also, we do not have a simple button to press to update our AirPods like we do for pretty much every other device that Apple sells. So the update happens automatically in the background, and you can actually check and see what version your AirPods are on very easily. So if you just go ahead and connect your AirPods to your device and then go to settings and go to general and then about, and then go down and you should see your AirPods down here. So I'm going to do this for my AirPods Pro. And if you go here, you should see the firmware version right there. So this is the new firmware version that just got released today. It's 4A400. So if you don't see that number next to firmware version, that means you are not on the latest version. So you need to update. And if you don't want the updates to just happen automatically, if you want to kind of force update them, you can. So this is kind of a mysterious process. It has been since the release of the first AirPods. But one way to get your AirPods to update is to first put both AirPods in their case right here and hook them up to a power source. And then after that, you want to connect your AirPods to your iPhone. You want to make sure that they are connected via Bluetooth. Like if we go to our settings, go to Bluetooth, you can see my AirPods Pro are connected right there. So you want to make sure they're connected, and you also want to make sure that your iPhone is connected to Wi-Fi. And then you want to simply close the AirPods case while your AirPods are connected to a charger. Make sure they are connected to a charger at all times, and it's the same for the AirPods Max as well. And if they disconnect, just keep trying to connect them. Make sure they are connected at all times, even when that case is closed. And then you should have to wait maybe like 10 minutes, and that update should go ahead and go through and install on your AirPods. So now that you've updated to the latest version, you probably won't notice any new features on the surface, but there are two major new features included with this update, along with other minor changes and fixes. Now, the first one is a highly anticipated feature that we heard about months ago from Apple, and that is Conversation Boost. So this is a feature that uses computational audio along with the beamforming microphones in the AirPods Pro to boost the volume of people talking in front of you during a conversation. So this is going to be a huge feature and a huge help for those with hearing issues and hearing complications. So this is a great feature, and that has been added with this update. So to activate it, you just want to go into your settings right here and then go to accessibility. And then we're going to go down to AirPods. We're going to select our AirPods. So I'm going to do this for the AirPods Pro. Then let's go down to audio accessibility settings. And then we're going to go into headphone accommodations. And then from here, we're going to tap on custom audio setup. And it's going to bring you to this right here, which is going to be essentially a test to see how well your hearing is. And it's going to adjust your audio accordingly. So I'll run through this to show you how it works. Let's tap on continue. You can add an audiogram if you want to. I'm going to not use an audiogram. Then you can see here it says to look for a quiet environment before continuing. And so after you do the test, you can see right here, you can customize transparency modes. You could change the amplification, you could change the transparency balance, the tone, and then down here is our new feature, which is Conversation Boost. And it says Conversation Boost focuses your AirPods Pro on the person talking in front of you, making it easier to hear in a face-to-face conversation. So you can adjust these settings accordingly and then go ahead and tap on done, and it is set up. And then down here in settings, you will now see transparency mode, and you can get to this section again straight from accessibility, but there's also an easier way to get to it. So if we go back to our control center settings right here, so if we go back to our main settings page and then go to control center, you want to make sure you have this hearing toggle right here enabled. You want to make sure that's included in your control center. And if we go back to our home screen and we go to the little ear right here in our control center, if we tap on that, you can now see we have all of those settings right here from our control center with Conversation Boost down at the bottom. All I have to do is simply tap on that and it will enable or disable the feature. And then again, you can add ambient noise reduction as well if you want to help hear that conversation better and kind of exclude some of those outside noises. So conversation boost is a huge new feature, especially for those with hearing complications. So that has been added with this update. Now another big feature with this update is the Find My improvements. So we now get AirTag-like features with the AirPods with this latest update. And this is going to allow you to use that proximity sensor to locate your AirPods when they're within 30 feet. So you can see right here, when we go to my AirPods on the Find My screen, you can see when we tap on Find, you can now see it shows the interface that we saw for the AirTags. So we can do this now with the AirPods, and this will allow you to locate them a lot easier instead of taking you all the way to the Maps application and kind of just giving you directions that way. It doesn't take you exactly to the AirPods like it does for the AirTags, but now it does after this new update. And then we also now get the separation alerts for the AirPods Pro and AirPods Max. So this is going to allow you to get a notification when you leave a location without your AirPods so you don't forget them. So this is a feature with the iPhone and the AirTags, but now it has come for the AirPods. And then we also have the Mark as Lost option down here as well. Now keep in mind, these new Find My features only apply to the AirPods Pro and AirPods Max. The AirPods 2 will not see these new features here in Find My. Now we also have an improvement to the spatialized audio. So if you go and tap on your audio right here, your volume inside of the control center, and you connect your AirPods, you will see down here at the bottom, we have spatial audio when you're playing a song inside of the music application. So if I go ahead and play this, you can see right here, if we go ahead and haptic press right here, we have spatialized stereo. And this is where you can have the head tracking enabled as well. So this seems to be fixed here in this latest update, or maybe not fixed, but just seems to be improved with this latest firmware update, because it was very spotty previously. The head tracking would not be as accurate, but it seems to be a lot more accurate with the head tracking now after updating the firmware on these AirPods. So you could either have the head tracking as fixed or head tracked right here. And you could also change these settings if you want to inside of your settings. So if we go to our settings and then to accessibility and then to AirPods Pro, you can see down here we have spatialized audio head tracking, and this is going to allow you to follow your iPhone. You could turn that on or off if you want to. Now the automatic switching feature also performs a little bit better between iOS and iPadOS devices after updating. So my AirPods didn't have to search for as long as they did before when connecting from one device to another. Like if I play audio on my iPad while I'm connected to my iPhone, it seems like the AirPods just switch sources faster than they did previously. Now I'm still having issues when switching from macOS, so it doesn't switch automatically after the first time of switching back and forth. So for instance, if I was playing audio on my iPhone and then I started playing something on my Mac, it would transfer right away. It would automatically switch to, me hearing the audio from my Mac. But then when I would switch back to my iPhone and then try to switch back to my Mac, it wouldn't work. I would have to manually connect my AirPods to my Mac. So it seems like macOS just continues to have issues with the AirPods when it comes to automatic switching, but it does seem to be improved here with this new update when it comes to switching between an iOS and an iPadOS device, or two iOS devices. Now, some users in the past have also reported hissing noises coming from their AirPods Pro, so I've not experienced that, but this update could fix that if you were facing any type of issues with hissing noises, or maybe your transparency mode just not working as well as it did before. But as far as my experience goes, I've not noticed any change with noise cancellation or transparency mode. They feel about the same, in my opinion, when it comes to the strength of those features, like the amount of noise it blocks out or the amount of noise it lets in. So feel about the same to me. So yeah, guys, there you have it. That is the latest firmware updates for the AirPods, AirPods Pro, and AirPods Max. So I think it's a pretty solid update, especially because we have the new conversation boost and the new Find My features added, which we've been waiting on for months. So let me know how your AirPods are performing after this update down there in those comments below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. And of course, make sure to subscribe for a lot more AirPods coverage. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.